Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're all well and I hope you're all enjoying your weekend. Pips of Persia here, coming to you with another weekly market outlook video, preparing you for the trading week of 3rd of June 2019 to 9th of June 2019. Before we get started, as usual, disclaimers. These setups are purely for educational purposes and by no means require any action. Your capital is at risk, therefore never risk more than what you are willing to lose. Past profits do not guarantee future results. Goes without saying, please make sure to save the analysis you agree with or screenshot it, or make sure that you copy it on your own chart, whatever you agree with the most. And if there's any analysis that you kind of disagree with, please stick to your own analysis. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump kind of straight into it. A few of the setups, such as AUD CHF, AUD USD, CHF JPY, I believe all of these will be still the same as last week. I'm still waiting for that kind of demand zone to be tapped off on a daily or weekly time frame. So AUD CHF, the demand zone that I'm waiting for it to be tapped off is the 0.688 region. That price over there, where we've seen clear rejections of that price. And I'm just expecting the price to visit that. I'm just going to wait patiently until that price is tapped off, but I'm not going to go into too much detail about these analysis. AUD USD is still the similar story on a daily time frame, or rather weekly time frame. We can be looking at this, where the 0.684 price, we've seen major rejections off of that price in the past, so I'm waiting for that price to be tapped off again. However, AUD USD on a 4-hour time frame, it could give us an opportunity to sell it down to that price as well. Currently, I'm waiting for the price to climb up a little bit higher, perhaps visit in between 61.8 to 71% Fibonacci. It can reject either this zone of reversal, where we've seen rejections at that price over there, or it can climb a little bit higher to this zone of reversal, where we've seen rejections over here. But around that fib level, around that 61.8 to the 71% on the 4-hour time frame, we should be able to see some decline down to the 684 price. Canadian dollar versus the Swiss franc, we have actually already shown some reaction to this zone of reversal on a 4-hour time frame. It all depends on where this 4-hour candle closes within the next 2.5 hours or 2 hours, depending on the time I upload this video. So provided this candle kind of ends up closing over there, this will actually end up closing as a bullish engulfing candle. On an 8-hour time frame, we'll be closing as a hammer formation, which will be a clear rejection of the support zone over there. So we could very easily see a rise for Canadian dollar versus Swiss franc, provided that closure takes place. I will be updating the Telegram group chat on this very soon as well. I'll leave the link in the description. Swiss franc versus the Japanese yen. On a 4-hour time frame, we can see this kind of head and shoulder formation over there. The market ended up climbing back up into our fib level, 61 to 71, and then suddenly starting the decline there and then. Again, on an 8-hour time frame, we're seeing kind of very long wick rejection to the upside, potentially closing as a shooting star. Again, another setup that I'm just gonna have to wait another couple of hours for the candlestick to finish forming. If that's the case, I will be taking some sell positions down to the -27, which will bring us to this daily zone of reversal, where we've seen rejections over there and also in the past. Okay, multiple rejections. In general, this double bottom daily zone, where then I will be looking for some buy opportunities to kick in for Swiss franc versus Japanese yen. Again, I'll be updating the Telegram group as soon as the candle closes. Euro versus Canadian dollar, exactly the same as last week. Expecting a rise to either one of these reversal zones on a 4-hour time frame for the potential sell positions to kick in then. Very simple, very straightforward. We are still waiting for this daily head and shoulder formation to potentially be satisfied. It's just a matter of where can I get some nice entries. I do genuinely believe that we can see some rejections off of either the first level or the second level, depending on which level I'll get my price action at. And even if we don't see the whole decline then, we should still be able to squeeze out a nice 100 pips out of it. Euro versus Swiss franc. Daily time frame, we have this zone over here where we've seen rejections off of this zone in the past, and also over here. So we seem as though we have shown another rejection off of this zone again, that very long wick to the downside, potentially on a daily time frame closing as a hammer formation. In this specific case, I will be waiting for the daily closure. Yes, on a 4-hour time frame, I can be treating this as a 3-pin formation, but because it's a daily zone, I will be waiting for a daily closure. So I'll be waiting until end of today to see where this closure will take us. If we close as a hammer formation, then I will be looking for some buy opportunities for Euro versus Swiss franc for I would say, let's say even from here, for at least I would say, yeah, 170 pips. 170 pips, we should be able to write this up. If I want to be kind of exact, we can go ahead and put a Fibonacci, a daily Fibonacci in, and we can write it up to the 61.8 of that wave up, which will be a 170 pip move up. It should be a very nice trade to take. Euro versus Japanese yen on a weekly time frame, we are looking to reject this trend line once again. So we've bounced off the trend line once, twice, 3 times, provided we reject the trend line again and I get some sort of a candlestick pattern, even on a lower time frame such as a 4-hour, then I will be looking to buy into Euro versus Japanese yen. If I want to be a little bit more careful, we can go ahead and put some sort of a trend line in, such as this trend line, and I could be waiting for a potential break and retest scenario of this trend line before going long on Euro versus Japanese yen. Euro versus New Zealand dollar. On a 4-hour time frame, we do have this kind of head and shoulder formation which has formed at the zone of reversal that we marked up either last week or the week before. We did see the decline straight away, flag formation, continuation. We also have a head and shoulder formation where we've just broken below the neckline of the head and shoulder formation. So what I am going to kind of wait for in this case is a pullback, is a retest of the neckline slash this zone in the market that we have kind of in general broken below. So wait for a pullback on a 4-hour time frame, wait for a retest before you take any further sell positions for Euro versus New Zealand dollar. Euro versus the US dollar. On a daily time frame, we've actually bounced off of this support zone once again. We've bounced off once over here, second time over here. We have shown rejections off of this support zone again. We've closed as a Morningstar formation. So this market can potentially continue up for a little bit longer. However, for me to see that, I would need to first see a decline down to the key fib zones, such as 61.8 to 71%. If I see that, then I will be looking to buy into Euro versus US dollar. If the market kind of breaks out of the trend line before it comes down there, then you can wait for a retest scenario and then go long. And if it does nothing, if it does none of these scenarios, then no worries. We're just not going to enter the trade. We're going to focus on the other pairs. Pound versus Canadian dollar on a daily time frame is 2 trend lines that I'm kind of looking at. First one, this trend line over here, rejection, rejection, and final reaction of the trend line over there as well. And a second trend line, the red trend line over here, where we've seen reactions over there, over here, and again, reaction over here, closing as a hammer formation. The market does look like it's finding it a little bit difficult to climb up, but I do believe eventually something will be pushing it up. In my opinion, the factor that could be pushing it up would be the pound news that we have on Thursday, the speech that we have at 10 AM London time for British pound. This could be the factor pushing pound Canadian to the upside, so definitely keep an eye on this as well. Pound yen, daily time frame, my buy zone will be the 136 price, because that on a daily time frame you can see clearly we've seen bounces off of this price over here. The daily closure over here occurred at 136.000 as well. So I'm expecting that price to be tapped off again, provided I get some nice price action on the daily or the 4-hour time frame. And then I will be looking to buy into pound yen. This 4-hour divergence, or convergence rather, this is still valid. This is still in play. This is still 100% valid. So final push to the downside to satisfy the 136, then the buy positions should kick in. Finally, New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen. Weekly time frame. What we have over here is a weekly zone of reversal where we've seen rejections, working as resistance over here, working as support over here and over here. So I'm simply just waiting for that zone to be tapped off again for me to execute some potential buy orders. The price would be around 69.4 to 69.5, where this will be a kind of a longer term trade. Obviously, it's a weekly time frame that we're looking at, that I will be looking to buy into New Zealand dollar versus the Japanese yen. Should be a very nice setup to kind of keep an eye on. It should be a setup giving us, yeah, it should be a nice 500, 400, 500 pip move. But first we have to wait for that zone to be tapped off, and that can take a little bit of time. This is more kind of swing trading ideas now. I do understand the analysis this week was a little bit short. There's not many pairs that I have my eye on for this week. I will be reanalyzing the market in the next couple of days, and if I see any opportunities that I believe will be good to keep an eye on, I will 100% send that in my Telegram group chat. Link in the bio. Make sure to join it. But that's all I'm kind of focusing on for now for this week. It is Monday right now. Normally I upload this videos on Sunday, but it is Monday. Markets are open, so the analysis, everything stands. No gaps to mess up the analysis. No sudden moves. Nothing at all. Everything is valid. I'll be waiting for kind of tomorrow's London and New York session as well to see if we start to get some major moves. And the couple other pairs that I'm expecting to make their moves within the next couple hours, I'll be sending updates for them on my Telegram as well. Let me know what you guys think of the analysis. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comment section down below. Have an amazing week. Make sure to stick to your trading plan. Make sure to stick to your correct risk management. And let's smash it. Let's catch some pips.